Really? Are you there? All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Rocking and rolling in the Arctic Air studios today, and you need the Arctic Air. It's another day over 100 degrees here in West Texas. Tonight on the daily broadcast, Helmet Stickers goes to anyone, sports, non sports, that needs a little recognition for being awesome. We got ours. Who's going to get yours tonight? And we were going to talk a little bit broad Big 12. I think I may hold on hold off on that tonight, maybe tomorrow. And I know we still got to do our Texas Tech full season prediction record, all that stuff. Don't know where we got time. But I caught a piece online, USA Today, that I think may have appeared in the online edition. I don't know that it was in the AJ print. I don't get it. Sorry, Don. But it has to do with the top 10 Texas Tech players NFL all time. Not what they did at Tech, but players from Tech in the NFL, the top 10 all time. It was so bad. The list was horrible. We're going to fix it tonight, and we're going to get your thoughts on that and helmet stickers and anything else you want to talk about on a Monday, right? All right, that's what we're going to do. Craig, indeed, you are correct. The talking box is on, even though very few people know the origin of the talking box, and that's okay. Chris, on a YouTube, the talking box is on, yes, and Chris probably doesn't know it either. Let's do it in three, in two. Now, hold on. I got one thing I want you to do, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on X, Twitter, share this right now. Everybody who's watching, hit the share button. Say, let's talk a little Texas Tech, West Texas. Have some fun on a Monday night here in the Arctic Air studios. Callthebear.com if your air is not Arctic. If you would do that, one thing for me, that'd be awesome. In three and two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, Raiderland.com. You started the day off there. You found out what we were going to talk about, this and other things. You checked out the awesome Raiderland hot links today, which had cool stuff. Thank you, Lonnie, off Facebook. Share it on Facebook. We appreciate Lonnie right there. Yeah, you checked out the site every day. Check it out. We try to get to you between 8:30 and 9:30 every day. It depends. Sometimes I have to wait on some of the links, seriously, in the hot links deal for them to post the stuff I want to link to, but we go from there. Brought to you by Domino's, Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com. Great discounts if you go get their app and everything. My wife brought some Friday night, the New York style, Brooklyn style pepperoni. Yeah, good. Awesome. Get it. Also by Lifts West. All right, so they just wrapped up a music festival. They've got Oktoberfest coming up, Aspen Cave. They've got all sorts of things coming up. What you need to know is this is, if you like to fish, this is about the best time to go fishing around northern New Mexico and Red River. If you like to fly fish, this is where you go talk to Jeff Fagan. You hang out there at Lives West. You talk to Billy and say, hey, Billy Hurst, my man there, and say, yeah, what are we going to do? We're going fishing today. It's the water level is a little lower. So if you don't fish all the time, this is a great time to go. Thank you to Lifts West for being a great destination for us. All the western wear you see, how you doing? Boot City, one money saving mile outside the West Loop in Lubbock. You know that. And then, of course, everyone who's jumping in tonight, from Craig to Chris to Lonnie to CJ, the early arrivals, United Supermarkets, Market Street, which I was supposed to stop. Guilty on me. I was going to stop and needed, some stuff for the kitchen, different things. Did I? No, I didn't. Luckily, they'll be there tomorrow. Every day, though, they're there for Texas Tech, great supporters of the Red Raiders. So, helmet stickers tonight. Who gets yours for being awesome, sports or otherwise? If you want to talk just general Tech football, the scrimmage was Saturday. Nobody got hurt. Nothing came out of the scrimmage information-wise other than it was really physical, and we played football. It was really good seeing the guys going after each other and getting after it late in camp, and nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. And then the bigger thing tonight we're going to do is this USA Today column. I don't even know who wrote it. I'm not going to hold him accountable because he was probably tasked with, you get like the Big 12, or you get this conference, so you got to do the 10 best players in the NFL from said school. And I'll give you the rankings here in a minute of who this guy said, one guy, not his fault, the 10 best Red Raiders NFL careers all time. So wrong on so many levels. Not his fault. Again, doesn't know. That's what we're here for. That's what we do for you. We're here to help. CJ says helmet stickers is both Youngs. Yeah, it was Young Guns weekend in Major League Baseball. It was a little bit of anything you can do, I can do better. So Jace Young gets called up to the Tigers, plays Friday, 2 walks, no hits, gets his first hit in the 3rd inning there against the Yankees, against Rodon. Nicely done. So he has a nice little weekend. Then Josh says, that's cool. I'm going to hit a home run, and we're going to get a walk-off ground up. So it was, and what a neat club to be in. You know, 2 brothers, same school, Texas Tech, both playing in the bigs. Really good. Alan is on YouTube. That's not a drug. That's something we love. And we'd love for more people on YouTube to join us. So if you're on YouTube and you can share that, invite them in and say, hey, Texas Tech, Big 12, everything else. Great. I got the Hatch Green Chili rotisserie chicken. It's a lot of stuff. Market Street this weekend, 10 of 10 with yet again. Their rotisserie chickens are great in and of itself, or if you want to like shred it and pull it apart and utilize that chicken in other dishes. Hat tip what my wife does with that Market Street rotisserie chicken. Lonnie, as long as nobody gets hurt, it was a good day. I agree. We're talking about the Tech football scrimmage. You look good offensively. Defense sucks. Defense shuts them down. My God, what's wrong with Baron Morton? He can't throw the ball. Mike Hudson's a bust. Taj Brooks not even playing. Why is he not playing? Are they? You get the idea. Danny's on YouTube. Amarillo is getting new United Market Street September 11th. Cool. Where's it? Where's that going in there, Danny? Want everybody up there to go to it. My son's going to be up there in the Amarillo area at WT soon, so he's got one to go to. Craig, helmet stickers to my wife. And again, helmet stickers. Here's the deal. Make helmet stickers great again. We love helmet stickers from the 70s and 80s. They were cool. They were awesome. That's all I ever wanted when I was playing football, to get a helmet sticker. We want to make them great again. Texas Tech had cool ones in the early 80s. Big white decal, the Mask Rider Double T helmet sticker. You can give them to anyone and everyone, sports or non-sports, who was awesome, who deserves recognition. Like my wife, who is organizing the invasion of Normandy as we speak. That's right. We're taking over D-Day again, except this time, it's moving my kid into college. Helmet sticker to my wife for making 50-yard line blueberry muffins with a secret ingredient. It doesn't have to be secret if you tell us. You have my attention there, Craig. That's pretty good. Craig, they're going to be on Coulter and the Loop. Okay. Coulter and Hollywood. Oh, well, Loop Hollywood, same thing. So all of a sudden, everybody's like, Chris, Danny, everybody, we're up in Amarillo. Hey, and I want to apologize to everybody in Amarillo. You know, if we could have had our show, me and Rob Bro on in Amarillo, we would have done it. I hope you guys listened to my man Lance. You know, Amarillo deserves more great sports radio than what you've got. I said more. Lance does what he can. Lance Leonard does what he can. Hey, it must be after 6:30. There's David Collier. Helmet stickers for secrets and ingredients. Victoria's Secret Ingredients. You know what it is? Hot chicks. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Try my TED Talk out. So that's the lay of the land tonight. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com, which, okay, there's nothing worse. Here's pro tip. All right, kids, everybody, when you have the last piece, take the Domino's, box out of the fridge where I'm saving it thinking it's going to be there, so I don't go there and it's not there. It's just so mean. That's cruel, Don't do that to me. All right, let's talk about the USA Today. All right, here's the feature in USA Today. No, that wasn't you. I don't think it was you. No, I don't think it was you. You don't have to throw yourself on that pizza grenade there. I appreciate it. I don't think you have to. So USA Today, here's the deal in the AJ, and it's mainly online. I don't think it occurred in printed paper. Maybe it did. I don't know. I apologize to Don Williams. And I want to say this because I'm not raking Don or Nathan or anybody else at the AJ. Their company works with USA Today for content, along with the American Statesman. They're all owned by the same thing. So you get stuff dumped into your local paper that you have no control over, which was pretty much like me. Oh, I don't know, a couple of years ago on radio, getting ready to do an interview with Dr. Skuvenik at Texas Tech, and they're running a spot in the break right before we go on, a network spot that I can't control for like Arizona State Online or something like that. And the first thing when Dr. Lawrence Skuvenik comes on is like, hey, really enjoyed the spot there. I'm like, I got nothing for you. So there are things the local people can't control. I want to say that now, as I blister this list of the top 10 NFL careers by Texas Tech players. Again, it was probably put together by somebody who's about 30, 25 years old. Google is strong. They don't know much beyond what happened in the last 20 years. A little bit like a lot of Tech fans. So, okay, I believe it. I still don't think it was really you. She got a 90th slide. Ooh. So USA Today, top 10 Red Raiders NFL careers all time. Number 10, Marcus Coleman, early 90s, Texas Tech, goes into the league for about 5, 6, 7 years. Billy Joe Tolliver, number 9, multi-decade plus, mainly career backup. Number 8, Michael Crabtree. Number 7, Bam Morris, early 90s, Red Raiders, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 6, Bake Turner, which you guys don't remember, integral part of the New York Jets, Joe Willie Namath, Super Bowl III, 62-70, 3,541 yards receiving. Legit choice. Dave Parks, overall number 1 pick, 1961, San Francisco, All-American, great player. Donnie Anderson, number 4, Wes Welker, number 3. I'll get to Wes in a moment. Thank you, Chris. I do appreciate it when you say that. I just don't want to do it, though. Number 3, Wes Welker. Number 2, Zach Thomas. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. All right, let's get to the discussion here. Coleman, Tolliver, Crabtree, Morris, Bake Turner, Dave Parks, Donnie Anderson, Wes Welker, Zach Thomas, and Patrick Mahomes. We obviously are going to have Patrick Mahomes in the top 10 all-time coming out of Texas Tech NFL right now. He retires today. He's a Hall of Famer. We get that. We understand that. Zach Thomas, Hall of Famer. That's 1, 2, right? We're done. So that's the easy part, right? You guys want to join in, start throwing in some stuff. Now, I would ask you right now if anybody knows who I would throw out and who I would put in out of this list, because it's really not a good list. It's a sophomoric approach. It's a very tertiary approach without knowing anything about Texas Tech football and players who had great careers in the NFL. So based on what I've given you right now, here at 6:43 Central Time, of who I've listed, who do you think I'm going to throw out? And I'm throwing out a couple, and I'm bringing in a few, and I might rearrange a few. Who are you going for? Who's done? Who's in? You tell me. This is a good time again. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, X, which used to be Twitter, share it with your friends, and we go from there. CJ says, throw out Crabtree. Hyatt says, 100%, yes. No, he can't be in there. Crabtree had a good to great year. He had a very pedestrian NFL career. And he had a very pedestrian NFL career at a time when it was easy to have a great NFL career. So we throw out Crabtree. Texas Rope says Billy Joe. Billy Joe. Billy Joel McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. He holds on maybe at 10, maybe at 9. He had a really great career as a backup. Longest career of any NFL quarterback for Texas Tech. But as Texas Rope, who is on Facebook right now, who could share this on Facebook, invite people in and say, by God, if you care about Texas Tech, West Texas, and everything else, you're going to watch this guy. Be cool. Fake Natalie Maines, who may or may not be as attractive as the real Natalie Maines. We don't know how she sings. I'm not looking for it's not looking good for Centennial Champion, a.k.a. Buzz. Saw him trying to run Friday night. Doesn't look like the double T. He doesn't like the double T at the 50. He thinks double T looks like water. Like, officials have no idea if it will run. 3T double T is water. Since you are a horse expert, would the real flat double T appeal to Buzz? There's a lot of fun stuff in there. The serious stuff on that is I thought that is not the right horse from the beginning. I think there are some obstinate people involved regarding the Masked Rider and how it's handled right now. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I pray that nothing bad happens. But every horse would enjoy the real double T more than the 3D double T because they can't see in 3D. They can't. So the 3D actually could maybe even inflict upon them visual pain to cause them to slow down, rear up, and move around. But in all honesty, the program's got issues. Throughout Crabtree, Billy Joe, if they put the real double T, does it still look like water? I always said that. Jan, I take Billy Joe's job every day. Good for him, accepting your role. No, Billy Joe was great, and that's why teams loved him. One, he was a hell of a lot smarter than people wanted to give him credit for, football or otherwise. He played that dumb country hick out of Boyd, Texas, Boyd Yellow Jackets. He played that great. He was smart as hell. He could walk in, he could come into your complex on a Monday in the NFL as a backup quarterback, and by Wednesday, he knew the backup quarterback role, that he understood your terminology and everything else. He could ride a Harley. He could play a little bit of golf. He barely hangs into my top 10. All right, so let's start throwing people out. Who's out? Marcus Coleman is out. Number 10, Marcus Coleman was a great Red Raider, fantastic athlete, one of the best athletes in, I would say, from like 1975 to 2000. He had a pedestrian NFL career as a defensive back. He's out. Crabtree's out. Bam Morris is out. Bam Morris had one really good year, a couple of productive years, and I can't put him in there. I can't put him in there as top 10 coming out of Texas Tech. So now we start looking around, moving people around. I've already told you Mahomes, we're fine with him at number 1. Welker at 3. We might move him down, up a little bit. Zach Thomas at 2. You're a Hall of Famer. You're at 2. You ought to be at 1. We could move Thomas to 1. You're already in the Hall of Fame, and put Mahomes at 2 and say, get into the Hall of Fame. Let's do that. Look at that. E.J. Holland, not even on the list, USA Today. You think Billy Joe knew Grego Hammer? He used to be on the ticket? Nope. He was not. He was way before Grego. Let's flip Thomas to 1, Mahomes to 2. Mahomes still got to get in the Hall of Fame. So we back up and we're throwing people out. Who needs to be in? One of the first people that needs to be in is freaking EJ Holub, a decade starter on the best team in the AFL in the 60s, starts 2 Super Bowls, one at linebacker, one at center, the only man to ever start the Super Bowl on the offense or defensive side. You put him in. E.J. Holub should be in there. The problem that E.J. Holub has is he's not celebrated because he played with like 6 Hall of Fame dudes on the defense alone for Hank Stram's Chiefs. E.J. Holub, 100%, one of the top 10 careers out of Texas Tech. I might put him like at 4 because I'm moving Welker down from 3, only because the guy who did the ranking is probably about 23 years old. So we got to move a 2-time Super Bowl starter, Super Bowl winner, started on the best team in the NFL for over a decade. Yeah, hell yeah, he goes in. Again, we're not talking about what they did at Tech. This list, USA Today, is about the 10 best players from Texas Tech NFL careers. E.J. Holub, correct? He's in. Why Crab or Bam on that list? I assume you mean they should be on the list. Crabtree and Bam Morris should not be on the top 10 list of players in the NFL from Texas Tech. There are great players at Texas Tech. Impact, no. Sammy Morris, Chris, no. A couple of decent years, Buffalo hung around, but no, not nearly the impact that would be top 10. Randy on Facebook, and if you're on Facebook or on Twitter, on YouTube, you can join in, you can share it, and we hope you do. Got a lot of people on YouTube right now. A lot of people on Twitter. Share it, grow it. Yeah, EJ, a glaring omission. If you don't see EJ, it doesn't matter. Didn't EJ put Spike on his shoulders after he beat OU in his final game? Damn right he did. He's the guy in the bad hat carrying Spike off like that. Freaking EJ Holub, who gave the inspirational speech right before they fired Spike Dykes. Oh, what's that? You didn't know they fired Spike Dykes? Yeah, they fired Spike Dykes. Would I replace Welker with Amendola? Sorry for spelling. No, I wouldn't put either one on. Which is, and we get into and Collier from KMAC 28, great guy on TV, so you know he's popular. Amendola on there before Coleman. I agree. Neither Bam nor Crab should be there. Welker and Amendola is really, are we talking about the same guy? You know? Are we talking about the same guy in the NFL? So if I move out Coleman and Crabtree and Bam, I got 3 spots. I'm not going to move out Welker. I'm going to move him down. Can I move Amendola in? Amendola is really hard for me to categorize the NFL career. He had great moments in the NFL. And he was healthy and he played. And it's really hard for me to say, all right, who do I throw out? Who do I bring in? Because I ain't throwing out Bake Turner. If you don't know Bake Turner, NFL Jets, 60s, a 10-year career. The dude had 3,000 receiving yards when, again, we're starting the passing game in the AFL more than the NFL, but it's still the 60s. I got to keep him in there because nobody knows. Dave Parks, I assume most Tech fans know Dave Parks was a badass from day one. The guy that I'm having a hard time holding on to in the top 10 is Marcus Coleman, because here's who I'm moving in. Obviously, E.J. Holub moves in, and I probably move him ahead of Welker. I might go Mahomes, Thomas Mahomes, E.J. Holub. Lynn Elliott, thank you. It's all in. All kickers celebrate that. All kickers celebrate that. And if we're going to have a kicker in, it's going to be Maury Buford, and it's not going to be Lynn Elliott. Donnie Anderson at 4 is probably about right. We could have a great debate based on the era they played in with Dave Parks and Donnie Anderson. Donnie Anderson with the Packers, huge critical on the drive in the Ice Bowl. They don't get the touchdown if Anderson doesn't make 2 huge plays on that. He could have been could have been the MVP in Super Bowl II based on his punting alone in a low scoring game. He gets injured early 70s, and the Green Bay machine, after Lombardi leaves in 68, 69, it winds down. They're moving players out, and he goes and he finishes up there in St. Louis. But a 4-year, 5-year running back career back then was pretty damn good. But I think I might move him down. They've got him at 4. Dave Parks, really good for about 6 years, injuries, and then goes to New Orleans and finishes up, I believe, with the Oilers. Then you got Blake Turner. So now we're working on the back end here. There's a player that I have not mentioned tonight yet, and I want you guys to say his name because he is 100% in my top 10. I can move him up ahead of everybody that they have on the list, from Coleman, Tolliver, Crabtree, Bam, up to at least 7. And he's not a position player. And he's one of the most oft forgotten Red Raiders of all time. He had the curse of playing at a time when Texas Tech was not very good offensively. But he had a fantastic NFL career. Not Manny Ramirez, not yet. Manny had a really brief, moderately brief career. Very good. But you're thinking offensive line and you're thinking right. And he's a guy that it's my fault that I don't talk about him enough, that I don't talk about this guy enough. And it's a shame because he was part of an incredible offensive line from the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s in the National Football League. And they went to the Super Bowl during his time. They did not win because the other team won. The team with, anybody heard of John Curry playing linebacker for Texas Tech? Well, his grandfather was on the opposing offensive line of the team that beat the guy I'm talking about. Seriously, nobody at this point? I can't put Manny in there at this point right now. Maybe later get a full review on it, but not yet. So, come on. Give me something here. Great sports card for who? Not for me. We got 4 minutes. Got 4 minutes to go. We were talking the 10 greatest NFL players' careers from Texas Tech. USA Today had a list. Back in my younger day, I'd rip the guy and say, "Oh, he's stupid." He's what? No, they don't know. It's all right. They don't know. It has nothing to do with the AJ, Don Williams, Nathan, everybody else out there. All right. Thanks for good conversation. Helmet stickers if you want to. And if you want a fine looking shirt like this, look how good this is. See, look how good the, hold on. See, if you turn that up, it's really good right there. Yeah, I guess I could throw Tolliver out. I hate that. He paid for a bar tab. He paid for a bar tab in 1990 at the Depot Beer Garden that was at least $3,000. At least $3,000. Might have been another future NFL Hall of Famer on that trip with him. Details are sketchy. Steamers back then, not schooners, steamers. And all he could remember about me was we had a class together, right? You were the guy with you were there in the media. We had a class together. And I'm like, yeah, you got close. Yes. Thank you, Hillary, on Facebook. The sleeves, they match. See? She knows her Western wear. Thanks to you, Boot City, and 1 minute 7 mile outside the West Loop. Come on, really? Can we not? Can nobody give me the great offensive lineman from the early mid '80s at Texas Tech who spent over a decade in the NFL playing on the opposite side of the line from Anthony Munoz in Cincinnati with the Bengals. Are we to this point now that I have failed you so much in my education over the years? If that's the case, it's upon me. I ask you tonight, though, everybody who watches this, please share it. Please share it on Facebook, on Twitter, X, YouTube. Please share it and grow it. That's all I want to do, grow it. Not Curtis Jordan. Curtis Jordan played defensive back for Texas Tech in the early 70s, spent his early years with Tampa Bay Buccaneers on their early unwinning team, finally going to Washington and winning a Super Bowl, and then opening up lots of interesting sports bars and everything else, which is where we met at Cujo's. But it wasn't Curtis Jordan. Now, Curtis, did he call you? Because Curtis would probably be fighting to get on this list because he actually had, a halfway decent NFL career from the standpoint as a white guy playing defensive back for basically 10 years and getting racked up pretty good, and then finally coming back. He didn't start in the Super Bowl win over the Dolphins for the Redskins, but he played. Okay, yeah, it'd be nice if you could give me his number. Like, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, Jordan would be Jordan over Coleman in a heartbeat, and that's where the USA Today guy doesn't know his stuff. My wife knows more Tech history and better Tech defensive backs in the NFL than the USA Today guy. Rolling out Curtis Jordan. Cujo. Nicely done. All right, we're in overtime right now. Nobody's done it. You don't have my offensive lineman. No one has my offensive lineman that would be in the top 10 greatest NFL careers all time, Texas Tech. I have failed. I have failed myself. I have failed you. Joe Walter, thank you, Chris. And real quick right now, Chris, jump in. We're going to keep going for just a little bit. Did you have to look it up or did you think of it? It's okay if you looked it up. That's fine. Just say, hey, looked it up, checked it out. That's cool. So Joe Walter, early 80s, obviously really offensively challenged teams at Texas Tech. Jerry Moore, you go from Ron Reeves to Jim Hart to Perry Morin to Eric C. to, the whole group that played through there. And there he was, 6'7", big dude on the right side. As President Trump would say, big dude, bigly dude, really large, big hands, very violent man. And so Joe Walter goes to Cincinnati, and he gets there right after Anthony Munoz gets there. And Joe Walter locks down the right tackle side. He played guard and tackle for a decade plus, like 85 to 97. He retired 97, but he got hurt, so really 96. And the dude starts 100 and something games. He's there anchoring the right side. The only reason you don't know about him is he played with Anthony Munoz from USC, who was a Hall of Famer and dominated the headlines on that Cincinnati team that was really good. Obviously, went to the Super Bowl a couple of times. It's Anthony Munoz's birthday. Well, freaking wish him a happy birthday and tell him, hey, do something. I think actually Joe Walter is in the Cincinnati Bengal Hall of Fame, or whatever they call it. And I know, Collier, you have the ability to find video on everything. I guarantee you cannot find video of Joe Walter at Texas Tech. It does not exist, at least in a highlight form. Now, maybe, and there's like Joe Walter video, if you want to go to YouTube, of Joe Walter being interviewed about Joe Burrows and Cincinnati legend Joe Walter. So you've got a legendary player for a legit NFL team that most Texas Tech people don't know who the hell he is. And he was fantastic. He was great. So yeah, I totally bring in Joe Walter and throw out Bam, Crabtree, Coleman, EJ Walter, and then we get into how do you want to arrange them after that? Yeah, because some moron is that like Latin? Moron? No, it's Spanish. Moron. Because some moron at our station thought it was a good idea to throw away archive tape. Moron, you got to watch some morons. Sí, ese marron, y throw away the tape. And the tape on the, after we got no marron. Hey, garbage, the marron, y go gosh. It's true. So yeah, Joe Walter, if you're a Texas Tech fan watching this tonight, and again, the best thing you can do to say thank you to us and our sponsors, all you got to do is share it. Be awesome. On Facebook, on YouTube, on X. Tomorrow, y miracles? No, yeah, see. I don't know. I think maybe tomorrow we're going to do what I was going to do today, which is who wins the Big 12 conference. You can take Utah, Kansas State, or the field. I think we'll do that. I think we'll wait till Wednesday for my Big 12 Texas Tech pick. You know, I think we'll do that on Wednesday. Thursday, I'll probably not be with you. I got to get the kid off to college. He's got to go. Apparently, he can't go by himself, so we got to take him and say, stay here. No. And we get that done, and we'll probably be back with you on Wednesday. But please, everything you do for us, and we appreciate you tuning in and watching, whether it's on YouTube, X, everything else. When you share that, that's the biggest thing you can do for us. Invite people in and tag us and everything else. Okay. Now, this is where last week, this is weird. I tried to end the broadcast last week a couple of times. It would not stop. So we hit that button right here. And Collier, you ready? You ready? You good? I'm going to hit a button. We're going to be done.